Before we begin, thank you very much to Big Convoy the size of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann for pitching in over on Ko-fi. I'm not up on my Gurren Lagann. I forget just how big that is. It feels standard mecha because it's piloted, but been a hot minute since I saw the anime. But still, thank you very much for the contribution. Continuing the convoy size thing. There's people who have been waiting a month and a half for a shout out, but all these convoys have to continue the convoy that we're somehow on. You will all get shout outs. I apologize for the wait. We're just letting everyone play along. They will run out of sizes eventually. So it is Monday. It is time for our news roundup, and we do have quite a bit to get to. So for starters, we kind of talked about this in a video last week, but we are going to just kind of quickly go through a lot of the updates that we got for the Age of the Primes fan stream, just for the people who might have missed the full video. So the controversy over Nexus Prime is getting answered, sort of. Mark did confirm that they are going to be doing limbs for Nexus Prime in 2027. Call me a little bit cynical, but I feel like if the intention behind Nexus was always to make him a full combiner the way the original one was, why didn't you just release Heatwave? Why didn't we just get like the main like core from the original Nexus as a toy rather than this cheap knockoffy like super generic looking Nexus that's entirely based on Transformers 1? You know, why did we get a Nexus Prime that is like literally the only one of the 13 that takes no inspiration whatsoever from the Covenant of Primus? Why did we get super generic Lamo Bot? I don't know, it just kind of feels like they're like deleting a major part of the original combiner, you know, the torso character that's usually the most important one. And I feel like this is just repair. I just feel like it's repair here. I'm trying to figure out how they would even do it. Like if they use the Superion like he's designed for, how do you even get a tank onto the leg? Superion's not designed to attach to Brawl. I don't know. Like this, there's stuff here that I'm doubtful about. Mark wants to do Zombie Cliff Jumper. He talked about that. Don't know which one. Let's see. Smoke, new Takara Tomy designer worked on Smokescreen. Nexus was originally a leader, talked about the whole combiner. Things got switched and changed to a Voyager. That's what happens when you only have so many slots per size and budgetary limitations, etc. So that's why he ended up in a weird spot. They're going to make him a Duocon. That didn't work. Okay, I'm actually happy they didn't do that. The combined head is based on the Covenant of Primus design, so just a tiny bit did get in there. Liege is an alien warship. I still think he looks like an evil avocado, but then again, I kind of view all avocados as evil. He can sit, he does fit on the throne for Starscream. The backpack can come off and fit onto the back of the throne, so you have that as well. He has the flip-out arm cannon that's accurate to the original D2 comics, and his Liege darts are removable from the rocket launcher that they are attached to. So there you go. There's your rundown, just in case you missed anything. I think the Nexus thing is out there so much now that you have to be informed. So anytime I get the chance to repeat that, I will. We're going to wait and see on that one. Maybe it'll work out, maybe not. But it might be a year before we know. So we can calm down about the Nexus for now. Let's get into some exciting stuff. So Takara Tomy is doing a ton of stuff on the 13th. So, you know, just before Valentine's Day, they are dumping a lot of love on the Transformer community with a ton of reveals. So here's our very first look at the colored prototypes, or I guess possibly final products for Transformers Overgear. Ironhide on the left, Blackout on the right. They both look very different from what we normally get. The entire point of Overgear is to emulate mecha style and the realistic mecha that's popular in Japan. It's a robotic aesthetic that Transformers has never really aimed for. This military regalia and tone that is popular in Japan, but we've never really had anything that touches it. So we have this semi-movie inspired duo who also have G1 elements thrown in. I still think that Ironhide looks more like Energon Ironhide in the head more than anything else. Since the toy is mostly gray, amazing piece for customizers, right? Don't even have to prime it. It's just ready to go. But yeah, we're going to see more of that on the 13th. I'm probably going to end up doing an entire video dedicated because you'll see. You'll see. For start, mainly because of this. Takara is going to be doing a T-Spark live stream on the 13th, which is going to focus on Overgear, but also a lot of the other T-Spark products coming down the line. But that's probably not the only thing. So we've also got like a show on the 14th and 15th in Akihabara that is going to be showing off a ton of their high-end stuff that they have been touting throughout all of 2025. So cool to get these updates. I'm looking forward to seeing what is going to get revealed there. I might save that for the news roundup next Monday. I doubt anything's going to be like earth-shattering unless they like announce like, you know, the next Synergen X, the next Toy Rise, the next, you know, Adamus Machina, that kind of thing. Then we might do something, you know, dedicated to it. Till then, not expecting anything except updates, but updates are cool. Speaking of, also, apparently the pre-order is launching, which means photos will be available on the 13th for the Synergen X Transformers Evangelion crossover. Here's our first look at a color version of the figure. Obviously done with hand paint, because you can see that gloss and like that thicker look to it. This is always like how the hand painted ones look when they're in hand. It's turning out pretty good. It's a weird mix of Optimus and Eva Unit 1. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'm not an Evangelion guy, but I don't hate it. I mean, it doesn't look bad on Prime. So we're gonna get a bigger look at that very, very soon. Again, it looks like the 13th is gonna be a dedicated video just to all of this. Is that not enough for you? Because Takara Tomy teased another piece that's going to be revealed on the 13th. We knew it was coming. You had to have known it was coming. So Missing Link anime accurate Grimlock is on the way. So this one seems to be, if I'm looking around, I haven't stared at that other one. I haven't stared at this toy often enough for me to think like, is he supposed to have a resculpted head in this one? Because I don't recall that being exactly how the G1 head looked. We got an update on that too, so I can just quickly click over it. No, I think it's just a repaint. Does not matter. So they've been doing the cartoon accurate repaints of the Missing Link figures, so no surprise that this follows through. And this is still looking really, really good. Yes, I will admit, he does start to look a little bit play school. He does start to look a little bit Energon Grimlock when you put these like really bright primary colors across him. That's cartoon accurate. I don't know what to tell you. I know modern toys, we prefer it in gold. Looks way better in gold. I'm fine with it on a toy. Anime accurate demands yellow. So we're getting yellow. It's not a, like it's definitely an interesting look. If you're one of those who went nuts on the like the retro G1s, the reissues that were cartoon accurate, this is going to fit right in with that collection. You know, I've got the pink hot rod, for instance. So that would go really, really well with Grimlock over here. I know it's a fun one. It's a fun one. I actually learned a fun little thing. So someone noticed that even though he does not have like a screw assembly on the outside of his upper arm anymore, he still has a visible screw in the shoulder where the original one was screwed into place. It's fake. It's a sculpted in screw that has been painted in this really bright metallic silver, so it still looks like a real screw. And I'm waiting for the first customizer to be a little bit too quick with a screwdriver, not notice that, and screw up their expensive piece. Look, you're going to repaint it into G2 blue because Japan's never going to do that anyway, so like just touch it up. It'll be fine. So yeah, as you can see, the 13th is going to have a lot. they're dumping a lot on us on, I believe it's Friday for us. Can I remember offhand how the time zones work? I think that is going to be like, yeah, I think they're like should be like maybe a day ahead. So we might get it on like Wednesday night if you're a night owl. But looking forward to it. Thursday night. What am I talking about? So as I briefly showed, there is a demonstration video of the transformation sequence from Missing Link Grimlock. It's not going to come as any kind of surprise to you, but it transforms like the original Grimlock, but it also has the advent of being able to move the head into a far better position in robot mode. So this is just in case you want to go take a look. You also get to see how the new articulation points work in this video as well. Good if you want a little bit of a heads up about how the toy functions. Now, I'm not going to read through all of this because this is a very, very large bit of reading. So, yeah, the Takara Tomy designer Takahito Shirai decided he's going to sit down and do an interview all about the upcoming MPM N01 Sideswipe. And the interview itself is cool. Like, we have these nice photos of the samples of both versions, both G1 red and movie silver. I mean, they look like they're very well engineered. I'm not going to take anything away from it. Yes, I'm a little bit biased. I'm not a big fan of the movie aesthetic, but at the very least, I can acknowledge when it's replicated really, really well. So if you want to see the interview for yourself, this whole thing is available right now on TFW 2005. Go look for it. I'll go ahead and read like the last little bit here. We're launching Masterpiece Movie next, a new project where Takara Tomy will be developing the lineup and specifications. The lineup won't just include characters from Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen onwards, but may even include characters from the original Transformers film that weren't commercialized yet. See, that's fascinating to me. Now, when it says original Transformers film, it doesn't actually specify if they mean the 07 movie or the 86 movie. So, on one hand, we might get that Mountain Dew robot yet. Because I'll be honest with you, everyone from the first movie, the first live action movie, has been monetized. Outside of like really weird ones like that and the Xbox robot, etc. You know, everyone else, all the other Transformers that appeared in that movie have full toys. You know, outside of like, do you want to do a Junker Bumblebee? Because you haven't done a Junker Bumblebee. You know, do you want to do a Protoform Optimus? You know, that kind of thing. And that's really the only thing that's left from 07. So when he says original Transformers film that weren't commercialized yet, it almost makes me think this could be similar to Studio Series, where we'll just take a dip into 86 once in a while, you know, because we only have so many things that can fit into MPG's lineup for the year. Why don't we just use this sideline here to throw a couple out there as well? I don't know. So it's a cryptic statement, but it's one that's worth examining because it could go either way. Now, we have a listing that is incredibly cryptic. So we have a listing for a Transgen US 250 Star Eagle. We have no idea what this is whatsoever. Now, my original thought was that they might be using Star as an indicator for anything connected to Star Optimus Prime. You know, so this got me thinking like maybe this is an English name for Sky Gary, because we know from interviews that Takara Tomy wants to do a new Grandest toy. So if you're going to do the Battle Stars, you got to get Sky Gary out there somehow. However, that doesn't seem likely now that I see this listing, because Sky Gary would have to be like Voyager size at least, but you'll notice this one says 8 pieces. So that is either a specialty size or it is a wave of deluxes. So Now I have no idea what this is. This might Star Eagle, just like 250 Star Eagle, just might be like US 250 Star Eagle. It might just be code name, and there's no bearing on any of this whatsoever. So we're gonna watch this one like an eagle, and we're gonna see what it is. Who knows? It's all up to speculation now. Maybe a leaker will decide to drop a little bit of info for us, just to kind of, clue us in a little bit. We got these in-hand photos of the upcoming Liege Maximo. And by these photos, I mean this one. But Liege Maximo here is shown next to a few other figures, so you can actually size compare. You'll notice a size comparison to Wheelie, a toy that none of you own. But he also size compared it to Onyx Prime, so we can actually see he's just a little bit taller. Onyx Prime, because of his like centaur gimmicky kind of transformation, does have a lot more complexity and engineering going on, so it doesn't surprise me that Liege could be a little bit bigger and buffer. And keep in mind that shot of Liege right there does not have the big horn backpack, so he would look far larger and more substantial next to Onyx with it. But it's good to have the confirmation of just like, he's gonna be one of the biggest ones, like save for like, if I look over my collection now, yeah, Megatronus is shorter than Onyx. This guy's going to be a little bit taller, so it's just like the normal sized 13. He is going to be the biggest, which I think is appropriate. Looking forward to this guy. Man, he looks unusual. He looks weird. He looks weird, and I can't wait to get him. Another detail from someone with in-hand photos. I think the same one, because there's Liege in the back again. So they decided that the upcoming Powerglide toy was going to have a Chesican open, and they actually have the heart from The Girl Who Loved Powerglide. And what I love about this is not just a sculpted detail that would be easy enough to do, but they actually individually painted the little lights to show in pink to actually like show the heart. It's a fun detail. I like that they included it because it is a really, really fun thing to include. And he's not the first Powerglide to include it, but it's always nice to see. I do like how these mini-bots, these deluxe mini-bots, compensate for being a little bit shorter than your standard deluxe by having some oddity to them. And things like, coming with, Beachcomber coming with his bird, little weird things like that. The effect part for Wind Charger. So I guess this is the little neat trick for Powerglide. I still think his gray needs to be a little bit brighter than that. I'm not quite happy with the shade of gray, but I do like the reference. We have a new toy for Cyberworld that has been shown off. Arachnid is on the way. Sorry to the arachnophobes in my viewers, but we're gonna have to take a look at her now. So, yeah. So she seems to come from a little bit of the Chop Shop realm of transformation. It definitely is Chop Shop's weapon that she comes with. So she is one of the $15 ones. I do like the overall look. I mean, it's, Arachnid in overall design. She's obviously based on how she looked in Transformers Prime, which is cool to see. Definitely not aerial, though, in any way, shape, or form. She's got a spider mode, which is, the standard thing if they don't want to figure out a helicopter. It does look cool, though. It does look neat. I like that she's got extra 5mm ports, so it looks like she's going to get to do a little bit more combination stuff with other accessories if you got them. I like this one. I like this one. And I tend to like these a little bit more when you go in knowing they're going to be cheap and simple. I find they're a little bit easier to digest, and you just enjoy them for what they are. So look forward to that if you're a Cyberworld collector, or you just like your bug Transformers. Got another one on the way, and I can imagine this easily being repainted into Black Arachnia, Tarantulas, whatever they feel like that day. We have a few updates from Yolo Park. They put out some teaser images for their upcoming Optimus Primal, so you get to see it in color and detail. We've done some work with Yolo Park in 2025. We just did the Tarn review for them, which was really, really cool. We have more from Yolo Park on the way. Check my Blue Sky, by the way. By the time you see this, I've probably posted, well, hopefully by the time you see this, I will have posted this really nice box they sent me for Chinese New Year's with a bunch of like little freebies in it. Nothing like cool stuff, cool stuff. Nothing to make a full dedicated video out of, but like I want to acknowledge that they've been very good to me in 2025, and that partnership's going to continue. Won't be much longer before you hear of Yolo Park on the channel again. I'm looking forward to the Primal. The Primal does look really cool. But they also have this on the way. AMK Pro G1 Bumblebee, meaning this is going to have all of your bells and whistles, your die cast, your pre-painted parts. Spike Witwicky. Let's see. I actually am really happy. Like, number one, it's actually kind of rare when Bumblebee comes with a Spike that's actually in scale. So that's already kind of neat. But also, it's just fun to get, you know, a good-looking G1 Bumblebee as well. And you can see, like, they panel-lined everything on him. It's a little bit worse for wear, but, you know, that's just kind of how they deco all their AMK Pros. And then the Spike is actually, yeah, not too bad. He's a little dead-eyed. I'm not going to lie. He's a little dead-eyed. But it's definitely more than I've seen a lot of Spike Witwicky accessories go for. He comes with the Cliff Jumper Bazooka, too, because he's sharing, I believe he's sharing parts with the Cliff Jumper figure. Ah, well, it's more accessory. Or, like, if it's not shared with the Cliff Jumper mold, it might just be, like, reference to the all of the figures from, like, Earthrise that all had that canon because they were all based on Cliff Jumper. Still, neat looking figure. I'm looking forward to that one, too. Now, we're going to finish off with a couple things that came out for Wonderfest. So, the fun thing with Wonderfest is that you can actually go to toy manufacturers like Takara Tomy, and you can actually buy a license to officially release an item for just one day, which lets a lot of garage kit companies, a lot of resin producers, actually get figures and toys out that you will only be able to see once. I remember when I went to BotCon 2010, someone had like some of those like unfinished, like tiny little wheelie, I think it was, that was done in that same style. I still regret not getting it because that's technically official product and it's ungodly rare, but it was right there at the time. To be fair, it was the same booth where I got my G1 Star Saber, so I was a little bit tunnel vision. But Paralyzing Toys has done a Seeker mold, so obviously they did all three Seekers. They're very happy vinyl renditions of the Seekers, but they're also doing a twin cast. I believe this is the same company that did a Blaster before, so twin cast is an obvious one to do. So these being only released for one day at one convention at in this case at Wonder Festival 2026. Which happened on the 8th. So as of this video, yesterday. So these are out in the wild, but good luck ever getting a hold of any of them. And the same goes for these. So another company decided they were going to do little chibi figures, which I believe are resin print of various little designs. So they're cute. For what they are, they're really freaking cute. I like the Ultra Magnus. I like wide body Chad Ultra Magnus. You got a super happy Megatron. You got a goofy looking cartoony Grimlock. Optimus Prime, obviously. They're neat. They're funny little pieces to do. And if you were actually at Wonderfest, you had a good, you had a good little collectible to walk home with. Again, only released for one day. And they're done. Unless they repaint them for a future Wonderfest, never to be had again. And that's going to do it for the news roundup today. Thank you everyone for watching. You are now caught up on everything that happened for the week in Transformer news. I'm recording this again very early or very late, depending on how you view it. Meaning, if something drops on Monday, I'm going to be very annoyed. I'm sure I will rant about it on Blue Sky. But thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.